Hello, dear viewers. This is Baivab Mishra, International Chess Coach from Premier Chess Academy, welcoming you all to Team Unicorn's YouTube channel. So, this is our first video of the Gambit series. So, we are going to look about the chess openings and the gambits that are there in chess, and we will discuss how gambits are useful and maybe what are the or how to tackle those gambits in chess. So, in the first video, we are going to look at one of the most famous chess gambits that was very popular in the early 90s, and like it was also played during the first world championship matches also. The King's Gambit, one of the very popular King's Gambit, played mostly by William Stenich, many great players like Gary Kasparov. Then there is Magnus Carlsen. There are a lot of players who have tried this gambit, and it has its own ideas and own set of play. But usually it is instructive for the kids because you can learn the importance of center through this opening. So the King's Gambit starts with one e4. The basic idea is that it opens up the Queen's diagonal and the Bishop diagonal with this move. So Black replies back with the same move e5, trying to make sure that he counters White's e4 idea, and he also sets up the idea of developing the dark colored bishop and the queen. Now in this position, usually as we see, we need to control the center. So White wants to play d4, but the black pawn on e5 is actually stopping him from doing so. So what White does, White sacrifices a pawn. Gambit is always a sacrifice which leads to some other kind of advantages. So here White goes f4. This is what we call the King's Gambit, played by many great players. Have recently lost its popularity because somehow with the evolution of chess engines and evolution of chess theories, I think Black is nowadays easily able to equalize in the opening, but still the opening has a lot of pitfalls, lot of traps, and a lot of ideas and a lot of venoms that can be used to outwit the opponent. So here Black has usually two choices: one, to decline it with d6, which gives White a very comfortable position, as White can develop knight f3, and White can normally create threats, easily develop his pieces and try to move on with the game. Like Black plays knight to c6, or White usually goes bishop b5, and White has a very comfortable position. White can castle next move, then he can go d3, and White position is really comfortable. Usually in this position Black does not stand better. Black still has his chances. I'm not saying Black is without any chance, but yeah, obviously it is obvious that White has a clear advantage in the decline variation. So the main move is that here in this position after f4, Black should accept the challenge with e takes on f4. This is the main line in the King's Gambit, and usually Black should accept, because now if White plays immediate d4, this is a mistake because Black has queen h4, which is very natural, and White King is in trouble now. Now he's forced to play g3, f takes g3, and you could see the e4 pawn falls after this. Knight f3, queen e4, and Black is completely crushing in this game. So usually what White has to do is, first White has to play knight f3. Next he is now ready to go d4. But now is the challenge. Now Black has two main ideas. Either he can counter in the center, or he can hang on to the pawn that's on f4. Usually the main line here is pawn to g5, which is very natural, and after h4 Black goes g4, knight e5. White's main idea is to target the weak pawn on f7, but after knight f6, bishop c4, d5, ed5, bishop d6, Black is doing absolutely fine with two pawns, and White King being exposed. I think it's absolutely okay for Black. The position is absolutely okay for Black, and usually I would recommend this line to kids also to play this because it's really safe. Black just needs to complete the queen side development, and he has a very easy play. The knight on e5 can't stand for much longer. There is queen e7, there is knight d7 coming up. So yes, Black is okay. But what I have played in most of my career, or what I have seen players do who are more positionally sound, who requires a slight bit of safer line to play, who don't want complicated positions, they should go for the move d5. Yes, absolutely. This is the move that you should try to play, because this move is very, very natural and very, very intuitive. You are counter attacking in the center. Whenever opponent attacks on a flank, the rule says we should immediately counter attack in the center, and that's what black is doing here. So e takes on d5, and usually we should not bring our queen out early in the opening, so black should try to quickly develop and try to capture this with the knight. Now d4, knight d5, bishop c4, bishop e7, castles, castles, and black position is comfortable because he gets knight e3, and black has a very comfortable play. If either white has to give the light colored bishop, which is not good, or else he has to give up the dark colored bishop in this kind of positions, because otherwise black will go knight e3 and you have to give up your dark colored bishop. But usually what people do is that after the move knight f6, they usually go knight c3 somehow. They try to hang on to the pawn somehow. They go bishop b5 first, and usually here this bishop d7 is wrong, because then bishop c4 followed by knight c3, white gets comfortably, white will be able to protect the pawn on d5, and after that the f4 pawn is weak. So usually this is bishop d7 is a wrong move. So after bishop b5, you should always remember we should not look for pawns in the opening, rather look for development and castling in the opening. So this King's Gambit teaches us all the basic principles of chess opening. That's why it's very important to learn this, understand the ideas of the move. Do not remember the moves, kiddos. You have to understand the moves. That's the secret of learning chess opening. And after takes, you have to go knight c6. Black is focused on development. d4, bishop d6, and now see black protects the f4 pawn, and black is comfortably okay. Here is a small trap. I'm going to show you that if white goes d5, it's wrong, because we can take the pawn, and after queen d5, the queen is hanging. I'd like all the viewers to pause and find out the discover attack here. Yes, those who found out bishop b4, you're doing amazing. And after this, white loses the queen. So you could see the opening has a lot of play, a lot of traps. You can study this in depth. There are a lot of books on King's Gambit that are coming out. There is a good book by John Shaw that I would recommend for the kids who are planning to play King's Gambit or are planning to learn how to counter King's Gambit. Yes, after d5, one more move that is very natural also, that people can go e5, but this is wrong, because now you can go knight g6, and after d4 you can hang on to the f4 pawn easily here and try to complete the development in a natural way. After suppose the bishop d3, you can go bishop e7, castles, castles, and black is doing absolutely fine. Next he has to go c5. So this is for the first series, guys. We will come up with more interesting gambit lines. I know I would not be able to cover up all the intensive variations in a short video, but yes, obviously we'll have a longer video coming up on this gambit series, and we'll make sure that we make it big. So hope all the dear viewers, you enjoyed this video. Hope the information shared will give you a brief idea about King's Gambit and will guide you through learning the King's Gambit in a more easier way and in a more in-depth way. Thank you for watching the video. Please do like and subscribe our channel for more videos. See you soon in our next video. Bye bye.